The impact of the forex crisis, of course, on the Naira extends beyond mere fluctuations in the exchange rates, affecting various sectors of the economy, including businesses, consumers, and government operations. As CBN continues to roll out measures to address the forex crisis and its impact on the Naira, experts are of the view that there is a need for strategic interventions to save the Naira and stabilize the market. But what is the key factor contributing to the depreciation of the Naira? And what can be done? And what's even the level at the moment? Let's get talking. I'm lucky to have him in the studio today. He is the president of the Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria, Mr. Gwadabe. Thank you so much, and happy Ramadan to you. It's good to have you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tolu, and happy Ramadan to Nigerians.
Great. The last time we had you was via phone from Abuja. So today we have you here to be able to get more of it. Now, what is the present situation? Let me start that way. We've seen interventions, efforts by the central bank, and also, of course, selling dollars now to the BDCs. What is the true state of things at the moment with regards to Naira dollar issue?
Right now, we achieved some stability. The volatility has been able to be stemmed. Like you have said, several measures have come to play into the market. We have seen the removal of cap in the exchange rate, willing buyer, willing seller. From that day, that is when we begin to see the real volatility in the market. The NAFEN was doing about 900 to $1. As soon as that circular came of willing buyer, willing seller, the NAFEN rate went to about 1,600. We have also seen the removal of cap on the IMTSO window. They can sell freely. That brings what we call rate war between the banks and the IMTSO. We have also seen the circular of net open positions, where we expected that banks should have offload their own net open position into the market, liquidity to come. So I can go on and go on. The last that broke the camel back is the announcement of the reinstatement of the sales of dollar back to Bureau de Change. And that was the measures that stemmed the rate from going up to 2,000 to about 1,430 due to speculators. You know, 2 weeks ago when that announcement came, yes, a lot of speculators, a lot of haters took it over, hijacked the circular. Even there was a fake circular from the same speculators. The CBN have to even deny that circular that it's not from them because they try to play a lot of game so that the gains that have been succeeded will be reversed. Just announcement brought the exchange rate from 1,950 to 1,430. It has never happened. That's why it's the BDC being the third leg that can do the job. They are the most effective transmission mechanism of the foreign exchange policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria. There are trajectories, there are contexts. In 2006, when the rate in the parallel market was about 160, the then CBN governor, Professor Charles Soludo, deepened and liberalized the market by opening the window for the BDC to come in, and they were able to perform that role by stemming the rate, by closing the gap, by nipping the volatility to about 110, 115, which is the official exchange rate. Also, in 2009, there was a recession. You know, Nigeria is an import-dependent economy. Yes, yes. I don't want to go into historical factors. We're talking about current factors. Yes. Why the volatility? In 2006, there are recession. Nigeria being a manufacturing economy, a single product economy. Most of our 95%, 80% of our revenue is dependent on oil revenue. So once there is caprices of crude oil prices, our economy sneezes. So in 2009, there is that recession. Crude oil prices are falling. So the revenue, the buffers are falling. So, and as a result, we have liquidity shortage in the market. And then the governor, the emir, the former emir of Kano, Memartawa Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, opted for what we call on banks autonomous funds for the BDCs, so that there will be liquidity. The volatility is pervasive in the retail end of the market. The concept of the Bureau de Change is to serve as the third leg of the market. You have the banks, you have the Central Bank of Nigeria. The role of the Bureau de Change, licensed Bureau de Change, is to moderate, to regulate the volatility. In 2016, we also go into the same recession during the outgoing governor, that is Mr. Godin of Mefele. What he did then is to harness the diaspora remittances. He have a pool of it.
Yes.
And then all IMTSO were rendering their proceeds into the coffers of the Central Bank of Nigeria, which form a pool that also the Bureau de Change, the licensed Bureau de Change, were allowed to leverage. And that's how we see the rate stemming from also $500 then in 2016, 17. People were even expecting dollar would be about 1,000 since 2016. But these measures of using the BDC to moderate and also to regulate the exchange rate, to correct the exchange rate volatility, help the measures, help the economy to ensure that there is stemming, there is stability. Like I always said, it's not the exchange rate that is the problem, it's the stability. Also, recently, like I've said, in 2024, the mere announcement stemmed the rate from 1,915, stemmed the rate from going to 2,000, and brought it down to about 1,430. Despite the teaching challenges of the reinstatement of the sales of Bureau de Change currently, we are able. Not long ago, over months, you hear that the Naira depreciating in a day with 50 Naira, 30 Naira. I can assure to you that as of today, that has been stopped. So that is a very huge achievement, and I want to congratulate the Central Bank of Nigeria and also want to thank them. We have seen a very, very shift in leadership management, a friendly management, a focused management, a collaborative management.
Good. That is key, because collaboration is key in addressing this holistically. Right. But there have been issues, not only the central bank and even Nigerians, and there's always this thought that there's a manipulation or something, not only from the you said licensed BDCs now, right. Maybe the licensed and the non-licensed BDCs. Yeah. So what are you doing to make sure that this is checked? Because we need to check the speculators and all of that.
No, I can forgive you for saying it's a general perspective.
Yeah.
People are saying the BDCs are manipulating it. I'm happy. You come out, it's fine. I can also explain.
Thank you so much for understanding that. That's the allegation.
With you. You see, the question to ask, less than 5% of what goes through to the manufacturing and commerce sector goes to the BDCs. Then the remaining 95%, I will throw the question back to you. How is it being channeled to? How is it being channeled to? You are saying the BDC is the culprit. But the BDC is only, dominating 5% out
of the market.
Of the market.
Okay.
So where is the 95% being channeled to? Is it to the banks? Is it diversion from the IMTSO? Is it policy? So these are the questions we begin to ask. So it's fine. Stigmatization is fine. You see, the BDC are the soft spot. It's like a Boko Haram. Instead of you to go to the barrack and attack and face those that have the gun, fire for fire, he will come to the mosques or churches and attack the soft citizens. So we need to look at what are the critical demands. First, the lack of effective linkages between the fiscal policies and the monetary policies is a huge issue. You cannot have an effective monetary policies when you have an indisciplined fiscal space. Let me give you an example. Not long ago, we hear how government spends money to import cars. So how will you, do you pay Toyota Naira to buy Lexus? Nigeria does not own the currency of import. The currency of import is the United States of American dollar. We don't have our export. Non-oil export base is not even up to 5%. We are import dependent. To the toothpick you take, the elephant in the house is even the unearned income that is pursuing Naira. The value of Naira is not because of the demand of dollar, but it's because of the unearned income that is pursuing dollar. The unearned income in circulation that is willing, that is ready to buy dollar, use Naira to buy dollar, even if it is 2,000, is what we should be able to nip in the bud. Once we can correct fiscal indiscipline, I can assure you we can even beat our chest to say that Naira will be 1-to-1. And I want to, I love the elephant dance of Mr. President. I think I want to encourage him, those elephant steps, we want to see them again where we can instill fiscal discipline so that our Naira will be the sovereign currency, not even in Nigeria, but in the entire Africa or West Africa.
Let's look ahead and look at the roads and understand the roles of BDCs moving forward in a country like Nigeria. What are you expecting? And beyond regulations, what additional measures should be done to address this trend of our Naira falling?
First, I want to define a bureau de change. A bureau de change is a small retail trader that is allowed to be in the business of personal traveling allowance. Business, like you are traveling, you can come to me and buy a traveling allowance upon presentations of your documentation. You are going for business, you can come to me. The limit is $4,000 for personal traveling allowance. For business traveling allowance, it's $5,000. You can come to buy your needs for dollars. If you are paying for school fees, your child abroad, you can come to me and buy it at the limit is $5,000. So school fees. Subscriptions, you are a professional journalist, maybe you are affiliated to other foreign bodies, so you can also come for your subscription payment through the BDC. That one is also $5,000 per quarter. And like I've said before, the purpose, one, of licensing bureau de change in Nigeria, as at 1986, 1989, is to formalize the informal sector.
Yes.
There are a lot of players.
I need to take a break. I need to interject you now, Mr. Gwadabe, just for 1 minute, and we'll be back with our conversation. All right, breaking news just in. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has directed the opening of Nigeria's land and air borders with the Republic of Niger and lifting all other sanctions against the country with immediate effect. The directive was in compliance with the decision of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of States and Governments at its extraordinary meeting on February 24, 2024 in Abuja. ECOWAS leaders have agreed to lift economic sanctions against the Republic of Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Guinea. Of course, we'll bring you details of this later. All right, then I still have Alhaji Gwadabe live in the studio for us to continue our conversation. So you were making a point there before I interjected. You were talking about what the BDCs can do to support government.
Before I continue, I want to congratulate Nigeria on the breaking news.
Okay.
For the lifting of the ban on the borders. That is in compliance with Article 8 of the IMF.
Good.
So he's removing capital control. This will also inject capital into the economy.
True.
A lot of investors will be happy. Even traders will be happy, businessmen will be happy. So I say kudos to Mr. President.
Thank you so much.
I see a lot of positive.
Yes, you said that. Elephant steps.
Coming into the foreign exchange market. Wow. Positive news also to the foreign exchange market.
Good.
So, like I was saying, the scope of a bureau de change. And the main objective is to formalize the informal sector. Before the licenses of bureau de change, there are a lot of what we still see in the street. People trading, which is an illegal trading. So to remove that for the image of the country, the thinking is that let us license these informal operators so that we can license them, we can monitor them, we can get data from them. Then two, as they license them, their further need become prevalent in terms of correcting and moderating the volatility. And that's when it was started in 2006, and they have continued to achieve results. Till now, we're achieving results anytime that the CBN didn't fit of using us. Over the years, see, the volatility starts from where? In 2021. In June or July, when the bureau de change was suspended, the exchange rate even in the parallel market was about 500 Naira to $1. It's not even up to 500 Naira to $1. So this is to show the role that a bureau de change can play in the market. Assuming we have given several advices by them. we can understand, we're all Nigerians. If the issue is liquidity, it's better we face it and then look at the hanging fruits. And the hanging fruits are plenty. Till now, our diaspora remittances is being diverted. It's not coming to this country. We're talking about 3.5, 4.5 billion per annum, when the world statistics is about 2021. Nigeria is the fourth largest country after China, Philippines, and then which other country? It's Nigeria. In fact, some are even saying Nigeria is the third largest country in the world in terms of the recipients of diaspora remittances. And we're only receiving $4.5 billion into the economy. Give that BDC, give the space to be really changed, and you see magic. We'll be able to attract more than $15–20 billion. I'm happy that the present guidelines have given that opportunities to the upcoming new Bureau de Change that will soon come to play in the market, as the CBN have released their own guideline. And we have also sent our own submissions and our input, so we are engaging on them. I think in the next few weeks, few months, the final regulation will come out so that all of us will now form what is a new foreign exchange Bureau de Change operation in Nigeria.
We see the CBN finally now wielding the big stick. About 4,000 or more BDCs, their license were revoked. All, according to them, is to re-strategize or reorganize the market. How does this come to you? How does it affect operations? And what more do you want government to know as we wrap up?
Definitely, it has come as a shock. Losing like 75% of their children just overnight, you know, it's a shock. You can understand what it means. However, we are all Nigerians. We know the implications. We know the reason. The reason the CBN cannot monitor 5,500 Bureau de Change. There is the statistics. Nigeria is the highest in terms of numbers of Bureau de Change. China, with 1.2 billion population, they have about 1,500 Bureau de Change. America, they have about 400 Bureau de Change.
Wow.
Like that, you know. UAE have about 150, 200. But you see, it's not to apportion blame. We saw that, and as a proactive association, we suggested for over 2 years that, look, we can see the issues, we can see the challenges. It's issue of supervision, it's issue of monitoring, it's issue of compliance. So we provided, like it was done in 2006, let's allow the Bureau de Change to capitalize, like you allowed the banks to capitalize in 2006, give us that grandfather's right, so that we can come together as existing, skillful, capacity players in the market to form bigger institutions for corporate governance. The guideline provided incredible opportunities for capitalization and ownership consolidation. We have provided that suggestion. In fact, it was even somehow misunderstood. Last year, I don't know, even your station is part of it. They said APCON suggested that the capitalization of a Bureau de Change should be moved to 350 million. That was the news hush last year. So you see, that is to show how proactive we are. But we did not say do it absolutely, but allow the existing Bureau de Change to come together so that you will not allow hijackers into the system. Like the current guideline now say the capitalization is $2 billion. So $2 billion, India is $67,000 capitalization. UK is £50,000 capitalization. Uganda is $13,000 capitalization. Tanzania is $200,000 capitalization. So where do we get our own $2 billion? You see, we have to at least use what is even globally acceptable. $2 billion is far out of the reach. It will encourage the corrupt proceed to come into the system and take over the existing facility. So part of our recommendation to the central bank is, for that to happen, allow the existing Bureau de Change to form partnership. And that revocation, yes, is part of their reform. We are navigating around it. We are engaging them. I want to also use this medium to thank the human face of the Central Bank of Nigeria. They are listening to us, more especially in seeing
how can all of us form a forum? They are looking into that idea for saying so that unemployment cannot happen, skills cannot be lost. So these are some of the things we are calling on the central bank to at least accept from us so that our members cannot lose their job, they cannot lose their investment. This is an investment for many years since 2006 when the licensing, 1989, when the licensing started. And I can say it here, they are cooperating with us, they are listening to us. So our call here is for them to at least continue to open those doors they have been doing. We appreciate them. And I want to assure my members that the CBN is listening. Also, I want to warn Nigeria. At the takeoff news, I heard you mentioning trillions of Naira. Proceed from securities. Very soon, there will be a lot of inflow in the IFM window, in the IFM market. And what that means is that the Naira will gain strength. So please, Nigerians, should be watchful of speculation, should be watchful of holding. If not, honestly, there could be a dangerous losses coming in, like I've seen.
I must thank you so much. Brilliant conversation as usual. I've been speaking to Mr. Aminu Gwadabe. He's the president of the Association of Blue Discharge Operators of Nigeria, giving us bit by bit insights into activities in the FX market. Thank you so much. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. Now, coming up next on